This is my student Chow Song. Has been with me for about, what, 3 years now?
3-4 years.
All right. What we're going to do is we're going to go through the basic stance structures, the 4-beat drill, some stepping drills that we do in class that might be helpful for you and your students as well. So the first one is the mother of stances, is the Yi Kim Yu Ma. So, okay. So now with the Yi Kim Yu Ma, right? He has got his feet just outside his shoulders. His feet are parallel. Toes might be slightly inward. Okay. His knees are slightly bent. Right. His back is straight. He shouldn't be leaning back like this or leaning forward. His back should be straight up and down. It's almost like someone tied a rope around your legs and then you sink forward slightly like that. So it's like a tripod. His abductors are squeezed inward. Abductors are squeezed inward, turn to the side. His hands are pulled back at the sides of his waist. They're not touching though, because in Wing Chun we call this focus of attention. So we consider this to be lazy if it's resting on your body in Wing Chun training. So back is straight up and down. He's not leaning forward, he's not leaning back, he's straight up and down. So his meridian trunks, the Yap Mat trunk goes all the way around to the Dap Mat. His tongue connects the circuits. The energy flow is unconstricted, and he connects his energy flow from the top of his trunk to the bottom of his trunk. When he squeezes his abductors in, that creates a linking of the top and the bottom as well, right? Sidong used to tell me that when we're training this form, it's a moving meditation. So it's a Qigong form. So when we're training it, a lot of times we'll clench our buttocks when we're hardcore training it, and certain parts of the form and some tiles, you know, go really, really slow. And we keep that contraction in the quadriceps and the abductors and the buttocks through the entire form. It's not as easy as it sounds. So I'm gonna have you turn this way.
Yes,
all right? And so now, after the Yi Kim Yu Ma, right? And remember, very important, the feet are just outside the shoulder. So if he points his hand downward, right? He should, those fingers should be going into the instep. If his legs were out wider, they'd be going into his kneecaps. Obviously, he loses mobility if, you know, his legs are too wide. If he brings them shoulder width and underneath his shoulder, now he may be comfortable, but the problem is his balance is obstructed. All right, so just outside the shoulders, so we're actually working the stance a little bit more. That's a little wider than you'll see in some of the classical stance structures in Wing Chun and other systems. Sometimes don't do it that wide. So this is how wide we put it in traditional Wing Chun. Okay, so from this, he's going to transition into the left front lead. As you know, 80% of the public is right-handed, so we always initiate in training the left side first, right? So, yep. Okay. So now he is in the left front lead. If he just adjusts his foot, his left foot inward and turn his waist, he'd be in the Yi Kim Yu Ma in a 45-degree angle. So he's going to turn his waist slightly. His abductor again is squeezing inward. His lead foot is in a 45-degree angle. It's in a 45-degree angle, right? It's not pointing, his toes are not pointing to 12 o'clock. His foot is probably, the direction is between 12 and 2, right? So there's a 45 dispersing angle on his lead knee, just in case his lead knee is attacked. The spatial distance from the front and the back are, again, just outside the shoulders. That makes it easy for him to shield when a kick comes in, right? He has to be able to go backwards, back half step, and forwards easy. If he widens his stance, now go backwards, very difficult, don't overdo it. Goes forward, it's too clumsy, right? Not a lot of mobility the way we want it. We want mobility, and at the same time, we want to be able to have a good, strong defensive structure. Okay, so this is the front lead. Okay, he's now going to go into a left side neutral. Go back. instead of forward. Right? So it's the left side neutral, right? Again, he's squeezing the abductors of his legs inward slightly. Now the weight distribution on this one is probably more like 60-40, right? When he was in the Iji Kinyama, it was 50-50. When he turns into the left side neutral, a little bit more weight is on the base leg, which is the leg that's facing the opponent. So his body is angled slightly inward this way. So he doesn't want this kind of action. He wants that kind of action. Because the side neutral stance, choma, turning horse, right, is a transitionary stance. It's used at the pre-contact range and the contact range. And we're going to go over the ranges of combat. Okay, so this is the left side neutral. Switching to the right side neutral. Yep. So now he's in the right side neutral. The weight distribution, the knees are aligned, the feet are parallel. This is his lead leg because that's the leg that actually is going to be facing his opponent. The side neutral stance is for lateral movement, if you didn't already know. That means it's just going this way and this way. It's not for forward movement or backward movement. If I'm in this stance and I want to transition to a front lead, right, I'm going to bring the leg through the center and transition to the front lead. So it'll look like this, from here to there. I'm in my front lead, Iji Kinyama, front lead. All right?
Yes, sir.
All right, you try that. Yes. Very good. And back. Yep. Very good. Okay, now switching to a right front lead.
Yes, sir.
So now he's in the right front lead. If I said, you know, Tai Zhong, tell him to go on guard, he would put his man sao and wu sao up. He would make sure that his man sao lead hand, right, this second knuckle, or this first knuckle, I guess, is lined up with his nose, right? Which is a little different than the classical or traditional Wing Chun, because we're using this part to deflect, to cover, right? And it's easier to go with gravity than it is to go against gravity. So if this is high, if a strike comes in there, it's easy for him to chum sao, versus if it's low, for him to come up, right?
Yes,
much easier. The Wu Sao hand is along the center line, protecting the middle gate. This is protecting the upper gate. Okay, all right, very good. Show me a right T stance.
Yes, sir.
So now he's in the right T stance, not the T step, but the T stand. Show me a left T stance.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So now he's in the left T stance, right? If he were to face that direction,
Yes, sir.
what you notice is that there is a spatial distance between his lead foot and his back foot. So the cat stance and the T stance are not the same. So he should not be pull your foot all the way back. No. I didn't say do a cat, pull your foot back. This is what you see a lot of times in forums. If you're out of range of your opponent, it's okay. But if you're in range of your opponent, not okay, right?
Yes, sir.
So we keep the space. You don't have to respond to me talking to Chi. Right? We keep a space. I need a T stance.
Yes, sir.
Right? We keep a space in between our feet, the front and the back, so we can kick and maintain balance. All right, go back. Left front lead. Yep. Right front lead. Yep. Right side neutral. Yep. Left side neutral. Yep. Okay, so when he's switching the neutrals, left to right, you'll notice that if he's switching to the right side neutral, the right leg moves first. He pivots that foot, yep, and then switches the guard. If he goes to the left, same thing, yep. Right. So he wants, now if he was stepping with the half step in the left side neutral, if he would do a forward half step, it would look like this. Yep. Because the left side neutral is a lateral moving stance, right? So right side neutral, yep. Half step, that's the half step. When you take a half step, you make sure that the spatial distance between your feet stays the same. So you never want to take a half step like this, Chief, and go and bring your feet together and then step. Feet together and step. It always is same distance front and back, right? If he brings his feet together to step towards me, that's when I attack him. So he wants to make sure or attack his balance. He wants to make sure that he maintains the integrity of that stance. But this is a lateral moving stance. So it's just for him to move off the line, right? So he might transition from the side neutral to the front lead. So go back to the right side neutral. Switch to the left, front neutral, to the front lead to the T, right? Yes. Exactly. Right? So if you watch the footwork again and he does it in the air, yep. Good. And back. Very good. Okay. All right. So now we're going to do the 4-beat drill. Okay. The 4-beat drill is a drill that I created to help my new students develop balance, strengthen their stances, proper weight distribution, and familiarize them with the 3 basic stances: the Yi-Ji Kinyama, the left and right neutrals, and the front lead stances. Okay, so the drill is 4 beats. So you start off in the Yi-Ji Kinyama, 1, right? You always step into a left side neutral. He is in a right side neutral, so he would be incorrect. So let's try it again. He's looking in the mirror, he's seeing things in reverse. All right, so here we go. Yep, that's 1. Yep, that's 2. Yep, that's 3. Yep, and that's 4. Go back. So what we would do is we would do this all the way up and down from one side to the other. So I'm able to watch and make sure he's doing all the stances correctly at the same time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And what I'm looking for are unnecessary steps, wrong weight distribution, poor structure in his lines. You know, when he shifts his feet, is he shifting all his weight to one side or to the other? We want to make sure he keeps as much 50-50, 60-40 weight distribution as possible. 2, or 1, I guess. 2, 3, 4. All right, turn around. So that's the 4-beat drill. Now, as he starts to get more, when he gets that, he starts to get more advanced, we start adding footwork. But before we do that, we add the guard. So you add the guard, same thing. Yet, yi, sam, say. Yet, yi, sam, say. Ready? Yet, yi, sam, say. Very good. Go back. So now he's practicing holding the guard and making sure that he switches the guard at the right moment. So even I'll have them do, if I notice that they're having a problem, that every time they switch a guard, this would be improper guard switching and stance switching in the side neutral. So what I want you to do is when you switch the side neutral, right, you know, bring a foot in every time you do it. All right? So this is incorrect. See how he's turning his foot and he's bringing his foot? He's supposed to maintain the stance. He's losing the stance. So now demonstrate the correct guard switching from neutral, from one left side neutral to right side neutral. And just keep it going. Yep. That's the proper, okay? That's the correct way to do it. Thank you. Okay, so now we're gonna add footwork. Get back in the stance. Now we're gonna add footwork. So Chi, when they start to get that right and they can switch the neutrals easily, then we start adding stuff. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna add the half step, right? Slide down just one more, Frank. Right there, good. Okay, so now we're gonna add the half step. So everything he does, he's gonna add the half step to it. So we'll start here, right? And we'll start again, maybe with no guard, so he's not looking down or focusing on anything else. Everything has a half step. So half step, back half step in the front lead, back half step in the front lead. Restart. Yiji Kim Yu Ma. Again, half step, back half step. Half step, back half step. Reset, switch. Maybe we add the guard. Half step, back half step. Half step, back half step. Half step, back half step. You gotta move your feet a lot quicker.
Yes, sir.
Right? Half step, back half step. Half step, back half step. Circle up, switch the guard. Half step, back half step. Half step, back half step. Circle up, switch the guard, right? And so on and so forth. Then you can also add to that more footwork. So we'll add the half step and then the full step. And I'll tell them when to do it. Ready?
Yes, sir.
Yep. Half step, back half step. Half step, back half step. Full step, back full step. Very good. Slide up and switch. Half step, back half step. Half step, back half step. Full step, back full step. Very good. So on and so forth. And then I can start adding, T stances and all that, put it all together. Okay, so let's go back over footwork again. Okay, so a drill that we do a lot of times, in addition to the 4-beat drill, that's for beginners. Then the more mature classes, I'll just do random footwork drills. So you line up in left front lead.
Yes, sir.
Half step, back half step, full step, back full step, side step to the left, side step to the right, half step, exchange step, 180 exchange, 180 exchange. Very good. So when you do the 180 exchange, you want to make sure that you get completely out of the way. And you land in a T, and then you half step forward. So if I'm here, I'm going to go 180 degrees, back into the opposite side, and then go forward. The exchange steps, the front exchange step is an exchange step right in front. So he steps forward and punches, and I'm out here like this. So literally I just took my feet and exchanged the left for the right. But if he is, you have to do that only at certain times, otherwise you can get interrupted. So if he were to shoot a kick off that lead leg, I would completely get out of the way, right? And then step up, front kick. I'm gonna completely get out of the way, boom, and then step forward, right? So the 180 exchange is a much bigger movement. He steps up, I clear, boom, boom, right? Okay, so those are the footworks. Half step, back half step, exchange step, side step to the right, side step to the left, full step, back full step, back full step, full step to the T step. Yep. Right. See, if I say T step, then he's not going to be in a T stance. He's going to be in a T step. That means he's going to go to the T stance and then take the step. And the T step is a transitionary movement. So on guard. Right. So when I do a T step, let's say he runs in, boom, I'm in the T, but now I'm going forward. Right?
Yes, sir.
If he steps in and I go off to the tee, right? And then he leaps over there as I go forward. That's when I do the full step, right? It's called triangle footwork, and cut the ring off. The full step or the triangle footwork looks like this. So I'm forming a triangle or a diamond, right? So I'm on guard. I step off the line, bring my leg to the center to protect my groin, and then come in with this structure. Okay, so the quick advance step, right? Our regular front lead stance is a defensive structure. The quick advance, your feet are closer together. You're more in almost like a T or an L, right? And this is a kind of step and slide motion, right? So the quick advance would be this much space, and my hand might be in tongue, and I'm stepping and sliding the back foot. Just gently, kind of like that. Not dragging, sliding. Try that. But quick advance means very fast.
Yes.
Explosive. Yep. Very good. And that. Sometimes, face me, I might need to pursue my opponent, right? He comes in and then moves out. So that's the quick advance. If he comes in and I'm in this deep stance like this, then this is probably the only way I'm gonna catch him. But if I'm starting to pursue him, he's moving around. That's the quick advance. Half step, back half step, full step, back full step, side step, do side step again. Side step, boom. Important part of the side step, now face the camera, is that he doesn't get on the skateboard. So if he does a side step, he doesn't want to do this and land on the same plane. He wants to keep the spatial distance between his leg on the center the same. Got me? Knees inward so he can shield, right? Ready? Just side step to the left, side step to the right. Very good. Back full step. Very good. Guard up. This one. Now another drill I do is the footwork, but with 3 punches. So I'll call out the footwork. Every time they land, they got to throw 3 punches. So now they're starting to train their horse, and they're stepping in coordination with the punches. All right?
This one.
So, yep.
This one.
Half step. Half step. Back half step. Back full step. Very good. Triangle footwork. Yep. Triangle footwork. Yep. Triangle footwork. Yep. This isn't to be confused with the full step. They're similar. The full step, I go straight through. I open the gate. This lead foot opens up, the knee comes in, I slide forward. The triangle footwork, I literally step off the line and slide in. Okay?
This one.
Right? Ready? Triangle footwork, yep. Backwards, yep. Very good. Full step, yep. Back full step, yep. Look almost the same. But the triangle footwork splits my opponent. So he leaps in, I step out. Full step, I usually use this way. He does a back full step, I do a full step, right? So as he's going back, I'm coming forward and going off to the side. All right, very good. So we have a side horse, right? It looks like this. You see it in the pole form, right? I'm here and I turn my body where I'm doing my exercises, right? So that's the side horse. It's just like almost like a karate side stand, but I'm turned this way so I can use both limbs instead of staying like that. That's an emergency stance or a stance used with a weapon set. So let me see the side. Yes. That's exactly. Other side. Very good. All right, very good. Okay, so let's talk about ranges of combat. So first range of combat is pre-contact. So get on guard, take a half step back. All right, so pre-contact is the only range that I can literally be in the E.G. Kimyuma. Any closer, and it's too risky. All right, but from this range right here, which is I think just outside 3 feet, his longest weapon is his back leg round kick or his back leg front kick. Without stepping, try to reach me. Can't reach me. So that's the range that I'm safe to be in that stance. That's called the pre-contact range. He can't make contact with my vital organs, right? Or he's not in reach to punch or kick. In that range, E.G. Kimyuma, right? Because it gives me the opportunity to interrupt him. So if he kicks, I can interrupt him and attack him, right? If he kicks, I can interrupt him and get in there, all right? The next range is the contact range. In the contact range, I use the side neutral because it's a transitionary stance. Take a step that way, all right? So that means that I want to move off the line quickly, right? His back leg now can hit me, right? So now when he does the long weapon attack, I step off the line and attack. Gotta kick a little higher. All right, yep. Step off the line. So you can see I'm using the side neutral to step off the line laterally. And then the transition as he throws it off the line, right? And be able to cut through the center again. Okay. So pre-contact, side neutral. Front lead. Contact, front lead. So pre-contact, E.G. Kimyuma. Contact, and that means I can make contact with the limbs, but not his vital organs, right? So I want to stand, lead leg. I want to stand so I can move off on angles real quick. The other side, boom, boom, boom. This side, boom, 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 right? In this range, right, I could be side neutral, right, or front lead. The next range is the exchange range, or some people call it the grappling range, because a lot of people shoot in from this range, right? In this range, no side neutral. Hell no, E.G. Kimyuma, right? Front lead only. It's your strongest stance against forward pressure, right? So I want to make sure that my lead leg is not inside his lead leg if I'm parallel. I want my knee to knee, or me creeping to the outside. If he steps forward and attack, right, I'm stepping off the line and going straight in. He steps forward and attacks, I'm stepping off the line and going straight in. He steps forward in this stance, that's why I use those T's. Transitionary, right? That's the footwork. That's the footwork drill we were doing, right? That's it, that's the exact same stuff, right? So just like we practice it in the drill in there, we actually do it the same way, right? Just like if I was in the front lead and he threw his back leg, right, I could go exchange, or if he threw the back leg round kick, I could go side step, or if he threw a leaping, straight punch, I can move back off the full step and be right there to attack, right? Okay, so exchange, I can make contact with his vital organs, he can make contact with my vital organs, right? Recover is the phase when I'm in a position, let's say I can't weather, he's throwing punches and I'm having a hard time dealing with it. That's when I regroup, right? I don't like to say retreat, it's really called a retreat stage, but I don't believe in retreat. I believe in recover or reorganize. Then after that, there's pursuit. Pursuit if he tries to escape, I stick to him and put pressure on him. So I never let him get this far away. Back up. I don't chase him from here. If that happens, if he goes there, I'll enter in. Right? So that quick advanced footwork is to help that come in and then leave. Yeah, exactly. So fast I can trap his foot before he leaves. Okay, so that's basically it. So to summarize, you got the random footwork drill, you call out the moves, they do the steps. You can add to that kicks, punches, meaning that like left front lead, all right, half step with the punches. Go back, no good.
Flexible.
Yep. See, what you're trying to do is get them to coordinate the punches, not step and then throw 3 punches, but coordinate the step and the punch together. So as the times their weight comes down, their energy is going forward, right? So back full step. Okay. Triangle footwork with a front kick and 3 punches. Yep. Good. Yep. Yep. Good. So he literally, that footwork drill, he's literally, as the opponent comes in, he's stepping off, front kicking, and then following up with 3 punches. You follow me? And depending upon where he is, his leg is going to end on the inside, or if the guy overreaches, he's going to be on the outside so he can sweep it. All right? One or the other. Okay.